I think one of the main questions I get is, Jay, what do you do with all those phones? Well, I use them. I use them. This is a revisited video for the Samsung Galaxy S6. This is the white version, if you already know I had the white version too. The Galaxy S6, living with a device like this, it makes you appreciate size and screen quality. When I put it next to my G4, the G4 feels rigid. Even though they're close in size, the G4 is very, very, very small, has the same resolution. The pixel count is a little bit lower because of that, but still, techies would only pay attention to that. But good screen quality and good size, the way this feels, it just feels really good. Battery life on the Galaxy S6 and the S6 Edge improved over time after using them. What I did was I trained it. I would keep it in power saving mode a lot. And I just didn't have a problem doing that. Keeping it in power saving mode really can help you out. If you're a person who you do a lot of, and the ultra power saving mode is what I meant to say. You look at how good of battery life you can get when you're in ultra power saving mode. So if you have a job and you're working, or even just through the middle of your day, if you're not going to use your phone a lot, I would definitely suggest that you put it in ultra power saving mode, because this can save you lots and lots of battery throughout the middle of your day. It is extremely well. You can still turn on LTE and 4G. You can turn on everything that you need here, but I just turn on Wi-Fi and pretty much it'll run in 4G in that mode too, and it also run in LTE. But that's how I've managed to save battery life on this particular on my Galaxy S devices. This device is extremely beautiful, and I talked about the battery first because that's important to a lot of people. I would suggest that you can, and the good thing about the S6 line is that they have 32, 64, and 128, opposed to my iPhone 6s. I had to get 128 gig and a 64 gig because the only other offerings was a 16 gig, and I think that's really lame. I think the minimum should be 32 gigs at this point in the game. They're too busy beefing up the processors and trying to get all these high-end specs when they're missing out on certain things that people actually need, which is battery and memory. It can have a great camera like this one, has the fingerprint scanner there for your heart rate and all those kind of things. But these things are all great, but I would definitely take a thicker phone for a bigger battery, or I would take an SD card slot over having just 16 gigs of memory. If it has 16 gigs of memory, it has to have an SD card slot. But still, to me, that's not good enough at this point in the game. The screen on this thing is just beautiful, 5.1 inches. The build quality on here is still impressive, to say the least. It is just a beautiful, beautiful device. And I actually keep it in an outer box here, so that's why it's also in pristine condition. Again, this is the 64 gig version. I think the S6 has broken new grounds. I actually was getting ready to buy the Topaz Blue version when it was $499, and I missed it, and it went back up to like $550. But that's still a great deal. But it's the 32 gig version. But still, 32 gigs for me is more than enough, and I don't need an SD card in my device with 32 gigs because I have a lot of cloud storage. I have like 200 gigs of cloud storage that I have available at my disposal. Well, actually, it's 500 gigs. I have 500 gigs available, and also have unlimited on some other places. So onboard storage to me can stay at 32. I use the IR blaster actually, and this actually has that tempered glass on there. You probably can't tell. I did a video on tempered glass for this, but this has a tempered glass on the front because it kind of covers up the logos there. But nonetheless, I'm pretty excited about this device still. It's a beautiful device. I still think it ranks as some of the best hardware you can possibly get. It is just beautiful. Did they take notes from Apple? I don't think so. So it kind of sort of on the bottom, it looks like it, but this looks better than the iPhone 6 in a lot of ways. The glass front and back, the color schemes, I think are a lot better. But this is really good. I'm not comparing them, saying which one is better, but this is really good. And again, I can't stress enough how good this feels in the hand. Both cameras on here are extremely impressive. The fingerprint scanner to unlock the phone is still solid. No issues with it. It runs fluid. As you can see, I have it arranged just all folders here, which is a good thing about some devices. Not too many hiccups and crashes or anything like that. I've still been extremely impressed, and living with this device along with all the other phones that I have, it's not very hard because I have budget devices. When I say budget, phones that cost less than $200 that are phenomenal, and then I have phones like this that are like almost $1,000. And middle ground for high end to me is phones like the G4 that tackle this. And right now, at the recording of this video, the G4 is $479 on T-Mobile, and you can actually find it for even cheaper than that online, depending on where you look. But the G4 is kind of middle ground. It offers tons of high end specs over the S6, like a removable battery, an SD card slot. All those things are phenomenal. I mean, and it has a better camera than the S6, in my opinion. But still, the S6 costs a lot more. And, it's worth it to me for what I'm getting here. This is nice. So don't be surprised if you see the Topaz blue version. I might go ahead and pick that one up. It just depends. I've been really excited about that blue version. I really want it, and I'm just waiting for it to get back down to $499 so I can pick one up. But this is a revisited for the Galaxy S6. This is the white 64 gig variant. Stays in an outer box, which so I can keep it protected. You have to keep them protected, or they'll go bad on you. But that's it, guys. I really appreciate you stopping by for Monday Madness. Got a lot of videos coming up, so stay tuned. Bumpy Cam.